Okay, does it say we're live for you guys?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm on my phone now, so it doesn't tell me anything, but I'm assuming we are.
Okay.
Yeah, it says live.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, it says live.
So does anybody want to give a quick synopsis of the case? Give us a rundown of what happened with Martha. Should she stay or should she go?
Sure, I will. Um, so as far as the introduction to the case, Martha Rinaldi, she's a young recent MBA graduate striving to develop a career for herself. While working on her MBA, she worked as an assistant to the director of promotions at Deep Dive, a regional restaurant chain in the Chicago surrounding areas. And the work that Martha did for Deep Dive was noticed with appreciation, which led to a full job offer with the company once she graduated. Martha also received an offer from Potomac Waters, a strong national organization serving the healthy beverage industry. During this time, the U.S. was in a large recession. Therefore, Martha desired a stable position that had opportunity for development and advancement. Potomac Waters' assistant product manager position would be stable, and the company had a strong reputation of grooming and training its new employees, so she chose to accept this company's offer. And then Martha would be working with Jamie Vaughn, an associate PM under Natalie Follett, product manager of the division. Jamie and Natalie are both Generation X, and Martha is a millennial. There are consistent issues arising as Martha works at Potomac Water, such as lack of direction, insignificant tasks,
Okay.
et cetera, et cetera.
The whole picture.
Very thorough.
I just wrote my intro. That's my intro.
That's a big intro.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So we've got Martha, and she's looking for a job. She's gone from Deep Dive, and now she's trying to find something better. Okay. So how did Rinaldi get herself into this mess at Potmac?
How?
I feel it started right off during the interview process. I don't know. It doesn't really give you enough information here to really understand what the interview process was like. But based on the information they did give us, it doesn't seem like she asked enough questions regarding, the culture of the company and regarding if they indeed, what the what the onboarding process is, the training regimen. I don't think she asked enough of those questions. She heard that, they have good grooming and whatever they do for their employees, but I don't feel that she asked the right questions.
Ben had written something in his write-up that it was a recruiter that found her for the position. Did you guys read that part? I don't remember reading that there was a recruiter.
I don't recall that. He might be right. I don't recall that though.
I don't remember either.
Neither do I.
Okay, so Seth says that she didn't find out enough information, and she really didn't. It seemed like she was just talking with people about what they knew about the company. And then I know that she was excited about the opportunities that Potmac offered.
Right.
Did anybody else want to add anything to what Seth said?
I think that she was excited about the opportunity or the perceived opportunity that she saw with this company. It was a larger company, probably a more stable company. They had a lot of veterans that had been there, for a while that she thought she would be able to learn from and kind of groom her or fine tune her marketing craft. She didn't feel that she would be able to do that with Deep Dive. So I think it was kind of the grass is greener on the other side type of thing. She was in a pretty good position there at Deep Dive to continue on, but she felt that she was going to get a better opportunity over at Potomac.
Okay, so it was mostly I think we have all kind of agreed that she thought that she was going to get better opportunities, and that Seth said, she got into it because she just didn't even find out enough about the company. Okay, so what is the situation? I mean, her first day of work, what happens?
I think that she expected too much for her first day. I kind of think that her expectations were a little high, that she thought maybe everybody should realize that she was new and kind of like, oh, there's the new girl, let's introduce ourselves. And I realized that her boss didn't treat her that well, and neither did her coworker, but I feel like her expectations were a little bit high for the first day at a huge company like that.
Scott, you're laughing.
It's a good point.
I disagree.
I agree with that.
Tell us, Scott.
I disagree.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, I don't think they needed to pull out the welcome wagon, but they should have at least been ready for her and prepared that she was coming. What's her name, Natalie? Her boss?
Follett Follett and Vaughn. Follett was her boss, Vaughn was her coworker.
So Follett didn't even, she's like, I'm unprepared. Here, read through this literature. And Vaughn, the person that she's sharing the office with, is like, oh, I thought you were coming tomorrow. So nobody was really ready for her to even show up. They didn't have any work for her to do. It was just kind of like, okay, here you go. Do this. Look at this book. It's awesome.
And this,
I don't think she needed a welcome wagon or a party, because it's her first day. I don't think that's expecting too much to have something to do her first day. That wasn't just busy work to keep her occupied.
I get what Sharon's saying, though. I think that what Sharon was trying to say, she felt like, oh my gosh, I've got this great big new job, and I'm so excited, and all these fantastic things are going to happen. I think she did kind of walk in the door. I can see that from Sharon.
Yeah.
That she felt like, my life is going to change. I can't wait. And she walked into, oh, here, read this. We didn't know you were coming today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I also feel that it was more than just that one day. I mean, she was still reading literature, after the first week.
Yeah.
So it's not like, the first day, yeah, I can understand coming into a position and them not having your equipment ready or whatnot and having to kind of make your own way for the first day or two. But, after a week, it should be a little more ingrained.
Does anybody want to say anything about that? I kind of feel like, I've done hiring process where I work, and I feel like when you've got a new person coming and that they're scared, and they don't know how to do anything, or they're not aware of culture, policies, who's who, what's what, that you need to be there to say, hi, how are you? This is so-and-so. This is who you'll be working with. This is your desk. These are the policies. This is where you clock in and out. This is where you get your payroll. I just think that stuff needs to be on your first day. Everybody just needs to completely dummy it up and explain it to the bare bones. And I feel like that they thought that HR was going to handle that, from what I took from the reading, that they kept saying that she was going to spend the whole day with HR. Did you guys get that part?
Yeah, I agree.
So, I don't know. Her expectations weren't met, and I don't know, it was kind of a mess. Anybody else want to say anything?
I agree with you, Annette, on that point. That when you come into a new company, it's important to have support. Even I like how you said, kind of dummy it up like that, because usually in companies you do that a lot. I mean, everyone's busy, and when someone else comes along, you need to kind of just stop what you're doing and just show them the ropes. Just kind of like what you said. So I agree with you on that, and I did thought that the HR was gonna get involved, but apparently not.
That was weird. I thought that was weird that they thought HR was going to be with her all day, and then HR just dumped her on them.
Yeah.
And then, what do you guys think? And this is just kind of off the topic. What do you think that fishbowl office was like? Was it all glass or something?
That's what it sounded like.
I think it was just when they come out the elevator, it's the first thing that people see. So obviously they, when you walk out of an elevator, if there's an office right in front of you, and I'm sure it was probably with glass windows, so everybody can kind of see her as they come out. It's probably kind of busy and.
Yeah, it just, I don't know, it seemed like everybody could kind of see her what she was doing. I wouldn't like working like that, but anyway, that's a little bit off topic. You couldn't really be checking your email or your text messages really quick with everybody right there. Okay, so what should she do now?
Quit.
What do you mean?
I mean,
What should she do after her first day, or what should she do now? Should she stay or go? What are you asking?
Well, it says, should she stay at work and salvage the relationship? But I think this is further into the discussion. I don't know why that question's right here. Okay, so let's talk about.
Hold on.
Yeah, let's talk about Follett and Vaughn. So it says, what was Follett's contribution? What was going on with her?
She worked at home a lot.
Yeah.
It didn't really say why, but
I don't think she really had a contribution. She was kind of just the manager that took the work of her employees and made it sound like it was her own. That's what it sounded like to me.
Yeah.
That would be a fun job.
I know.
She communicated mostly by email. That would be kind of annoying, especially when you're trying to, it's you don't really have any direct supervision, or you don't have anybody kind of telling you what you need to do or where you're supposed to go. It's your first day or your first week or your first month.
Yeah.
It's nice to have somebody there that's actually kind of steering you along the path of, is this appropriate? Should I do this?
Right.
Not that she needs to be micromanaged, but, some kind of
Guidance would be nice.
Guidance, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it would be really hard to be able to get directions from what you needed to do through emails.
Yeah.
Be like, somebody could say, well, this is what I want you to do, but you're not standing in front of the person to be able to say back, okay, well, wait, I don't understand.
Well, and she should have been able to ask Vaughn, but because he was so standoffish, she couldn't even ask him for input,
Well, he even said.
Sorry, go ahead.
He even said in the let's see, in the case study that he just kind of expected her to just learn on her own. I'm trying to find out what that was.
Oh yeah. He said
because we don't have time to handhold you, so
Yeah, that's on page 5.
Yeah.
Kind of condescending.
What?
Yeah. Oh, good luck, he said.
Yeah, he said, well, with launching Envy, there won't be a lot of time for us older hands to show you the ropes. You'll have to prove yourself from day one. While there's no such thing as a dumb question, Natalie and I prefer answers.
Yeah.
I'm just calling it like I see it. Good luck.
So I thought it was interesting. I thought it was interesting that he put himself almost like he's at the same level as Follett. He's like, well, we prefer answers. Well, you're not my boss, so I don't have to give you answers.
That's a good point.
Right?
That is a good
he's
point.
a coworker. He's not a supervisor.
Yeah, that is a good point. Why do you think that happened? Why do you think that was the way they felt?
Because he's having an affair with Follett.
Do you think that it was the personal thing, or do you think that it could have been that she was the outsider and they were feeling threatened by her?
Could be a mixture of both.
Probably a little bit of both.
Do you guys remember when he kept saying, oh, you MBAs, you people with your MBAs think that you're so much better than the rest of us, and I don't know. Okay, so then Vaughn, you guys want to talk about Vaughn, or do you think we've covered him?
What more is there to him?
I think he just kind of fell into his position, right? That's not really his forte, or that hasn't been his forte in his career, and he kind of fell into this position, and probably is a little insecure because people that have actually studied this are coming on, and he may, feel a little threatened.
Yeah.
In the case thing, it says to talk about their behaviors and how they behave at work. Is there something that you guys can think of that maybe relating with the team or
giving her instructions to make copies, I think is a little, if you're not good enough to make your own copies, I mean, that's crazy. And also when he forwarded on the email saying that she won't help me to their boss as opposed to going up and talking to her, I think was a little, I don't know. It was a little strange to me.
Yeah.
I think he was trying to prove to her that he was superior to her, and that she was kind of the outsider, and that I know that personal thing was going on too, and I think that probably played a big part in it. But I think he was on kind of a power trip, and I don't know if he was trying to get another position, but they talked a lot about how positions
Were filled internally.
Yeah, and I'm sure he was trying to get whatever the next position was by proving that he's something great. Do you remember that part where she came up with all those ROI numbers?
Yeah.
And they took the credit for them?
Yep.
Yeah.
Which, after a month, was her only real project that she was able to get her hands on.
Isn't that terrible?
They're not very good with their fellowshipping skills.
Yeah, they need some help, don't they? Need a home teacher. Okay, so what was Rinaldi's contribution in all of this? What was her behavior?
One thing I felt is so if you look back at her work with Deep Dive, she was very outgoing. She took the initiative, and she did a lot of things that catered to her strengths, right? And then she went to Potomac, and I felt like in the beginning she was excited and she kind of withdrew. So even the director, whoever came and said, when you were interviewing, you had a lot of great comments and everything like that, and you're very quiet in the meetings. And so I feel that she's kind of regressing in her career, and she's not feeling like she can take that initiative. I think that
I think
I
she
don't know.
kind of lost her confidence.
Yeah.
I think she kind of felt like a fish out of water there. And I kind of would too if nobody gave me any training.
Totally.
Yeah.
Well, it was interesting that her interest in Potomac Waters grew when the recruiter said that she was told that she was going to get the training, and
Recruiter.
not the recruiter. She wasn't giving the training opportunities that she thought she was going to receive, by going there.
Well, in the case it talked about, even before she had started working at Rinaldi, that it was, or at Potomac, that it was one of the reasons she wanted to work there because they were known for their training and their promoting within.
Where'd she get that from, though?
Yeah, I don't remember, but it seemed
Wikipedia.
like she was talking to people. I don't remember where it was in the case, but do you guys remember that part?
Which part was
a little bit.
Before she even was hired, she was discussing back and forth about what's good about Deep Dive and what's good about Potomac, and she said that she wanted to go with Potomac because she had heard that they were so great with training and promoting within.
Yeah, right here. Potomac was a privately held company whose owners believed that there was an opportunity to take significant market share away from... Oh, yeah. So right here it says, Martha heard from her company recruiter visiting her school that Potomac had a proven record of marketing excellence, a company that could give her thorough training in all aspects of marketing.
See, I was right. I'm like, I guess you guys were right. I don't know. I'm kind of here there. So I was agree with you. What was that?
What, about which part?
The recruiter part. That's why I remember hearing that.
Okay. The part
Yeah, because she was promised like all that stuff and she didn't see any of it.
on the bottom of page 3 it says,
Yeah.
she felt that she'd made the right decision because she had researched Potmac Waters thoroughly. It had the stability and national stature she wanted, as well as a solid reputation for grooming and training its new hires. Maybe she was in a little bit of shock, too, because she was expecting something that didn't happen.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
I mean, in all fairness, though, just to answer your question, she did contribute when she was given the projects to work on. She did do them to her fullest and contributed.
Yeah, she did. She did a good job on that investment number thing.
Right. I just don't think that she spoke up when she had the opportunities to.
Anybody else want to say anything about that?
I agree.
Yeah, me too.
I agree.
There was the one time when she was working on the slides, and he said, "I need you," or she was working on the storyboards, and he says, "I need you to work on the slides too."
Yep.
And she kind of lost it.
And they had a little screaming match.
Yeah. And I think that, I don't remember, I think they ended up in somebody's office over that, or I don't remember. But then there was an email that went to Berman, and he said something about good job on those numbers. And then Bullitt and Bond took the credit for it in the presentation. I think she felt kind of trapped. I would have felt trapped. I mean, her direct manager is right above her, making her just into a workhorse. All right.
She needs to quit and then go on Yelp and write a bad review.
Glassdoor. So my thing also, where I kind of questioned, this company was somebody asked her for help in a different department. She helped them, and then the lead guy, what's his name?
Baustat?
Was it Bautista?
Yeah.
Bautista.
Julius Bautista.
Julius Bautista. He told her that you shouldn't help people. You need to focus of where you need to be, and sent that in an email and copied her manager, right, her boss, and then her boss says, well, we should help each other and everything like that. I feel that there was mixed priorities and mixed directions all over the place there, which may have led to her confusion and withdrawal.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's that behavior she has of wanting to be part of a team.
Right.
And
yeah.
That ain't gonna happen. She had. Remember, I was talking about the Generation X and the Millennials. Those are two contrasting types of people in the workforce, and she wasn't getting the love she was wanting. So.
Yeah, that's a good point. I picked up on that stereotyping thing too in the case. Yeah. They were pegging her with her degree, her MBA degree, and they were pegging her for her age. And they just weren't even giving her the time of day because they were stereotyping who they thought she was before even giving her a chance to see what she could do.
Yep.
All right. So it says, why is Rinaldi concerned about the situation?
She's not going anywhere. She's kind of in a rut right now, and she doesn't know. I don't think she has the experience or knowledge to figure out how to get out of it at this point in her career.
I think she's at the point where it would be okay for her to go, you know what, this was a mistake. I'm going back to deep dish. I don't think she's in too deep where it's like, oh man, I lost that opportunity. But I think if she waits too much longer, they may fill that deep dish or deep dish deep dish, right?
Deep dive.
Deep dive might fill that position that they had offered her. So I think she needs to get out and go back there.
Okay, so then she had an appraisal. You guys remember she had an appraisal? And it was supposed to happen like right in the beginning. I think it was like 3 months or 4 months into working there.
It's company policy, right?
Yeah. Why do you think she received such a poor appraisal? Did she deserve it?
I'm sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yeah. Why do you think she received such a poor appraisal, and why did she deserve it?
I think that she received the poor appraisal for a couple of reasons, because her boss, well, from her point of view, it seemed like her boss didn't necessarily take a liking to her, but I also think that she didn't work as a team, what do you call it, team member. You know, she wasn't, I don't know, I felt like she had a chip on her shoulder the whole time she was there, that she just kept expecting things to be different instead of trying to work with what was given her. She was just getting more frustrated, like when she rattled off that email, a defensive email, instead of stopping and thinking about her response.
Yeah. I didn't look at it that way.
I ain't either, man, Sharon. It's like you're on Follett and Bond's side.
Well, no, well, I don't know. I work in a corporate office, and I can see both sides, I think. I don't know. I have come across this situation in my working career, and you have to stop and think before you rattle off emails like that. You can't be defensive if you're expecting to be seen as a team player and get a good review. I mean, that's not how corporate politics works. You kind of have to bite your tongue, you know?
Yeah. You have to be political. You have to play the game.
Exactly. If you want to be in the game, you have to play the game. And she wasn't playing the game. She was expecting everybody else to be nice, and that's not how it works.
But do you think the game was fair?
Do I think what?
The game was fair.
Well, the corporate politics game is never fair. But it doesn't matter, because it is what it is, and if you want to fit into that company, then you're either going to fit into that corporate politics or you're not. That's a choice you get to make. And I think that's the choice that she was trying to figure out, is she going to be willing to stick it out? Because they said they move people every 12 to 24 months, and if she could stick it out for that much time and then go to a different department and maybe work with other people that were better, then it might have been worth it for her. But it's whether she was willing to grow and learn how to work with difficult people.
Goes back to that culture thing, you know.
Yep.
You interview the company just as much as they interview you. If she would have understood, it sounded like she was thriving at that smaller company with the more of the team focus. Yep. You know, and then she went to this larger company that is definitely more bureaucratic.
Absolutely.
It just didn't. It didn't fit her style.
Well, she didn't think it fit her style. She didn't really know what her style was, because she only had one job. I mean, she wasn't well-rounded, you know.
I hear you. I see.
And I can kind of see that now from the point you made before, Sharon, where you talked about when she walked in the door.
Yeah.
She was expecting, oh my gosh, this job is just so fantastic, and I can't believe I've landed this fabulous job, and they love me, and I'm great, and everything great is going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just how you look at it, I guess.
I did kind of feel, though, that Vaughn and Follett just kept putting her on the back burner. They just kept shoving her off to the wayside.
Right, they did, and that wasn't right of them to do, but I think part of the blame was on her as well, as how she decided to react to that after she, you know, I don't know, just my thoughts.
Yeah, I can see that, because she didn't stand up for herself very much.
Right. She complained a lot about them treating her that way, but she didn't do anything about it.
Yeah.
You know, how can you expect results if you're not willing to do something? Speak up, you know?
I wonder if she felt like she didn't know what to do. She should with all that MBA, but, you know.
Right.
It's different being put in a situation with those type of people. How do you deal with people like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of like that book we're reading. But we'll get to that book we're reading. Okay, it asks, what are Rinaldi's sources of power? How can she... Did she have, well, we've talked about, did she have any influence, and did you guys think she did?
No.
No.
I didn't think so. I didn't think she really made an impact on anything. You know, they could take her or leave her. She didn't really, you know,
Right.
they didn't care.
Yeah, she was
She didn't-
kind of non-existent.
She didn't put forth an effort to make an impact. I don't know.
I think she needed to really work hard. I mean, I think one of the biggest things for her would be to develop a relationship of trust with the management team. I think
Exactly.
that was completely non-existent, and
Well, and
that
you know,
was
one
that was
one
the
of the
problem.
things that I suggested was that she learn more about communication styles, because understanding how people communicate in a corporate office environment is vital, because everybody communicates in a different style, and if you don't understand how to communicate with them, then you're not going to ever get anywhere. You're always going to feel frustrated.
Right. That's a good point.
Did you just throw BRT in there, Mark?
Yes. Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes.
I haven't heard that.
Come on. You have to throw BRT into everything you do. You know that.
That's right.
What is BRT?
Build relationships of trust.
That's like a basic.
It applies to everything.
Yes.
Pretty
All
very
right.
perceptive. That was very perceptive, Seth. Good job.
That's on it.
Seth is on it.
Okay, so she really didn't have much power, did she? She wasn't using her skills to influence anybody. She wasn't really using much power at all. Okay, what are the critical events or choice points encountered over the past 6 months at Potmac Waters? I don't even know. Critical events or choice points. Does anybody know what that would mean?
I think
Maybe-
one of them.
Yeah.
So there are two that popped to my mind immediately. One is when she went to her office and she saw Vaughn and Follett sitting close together on the desk, and she walked away and went somewhere else, as opposed to knocking on the door and, you know, making herself known. I think that was a choice that she made. The second one was when Bautista asked her if anything was wrong, and she says everything's fine. I think that was another choice that you know, given a different answer, she might have been able to resolve some of the issues.
Right.
Not necessarily break trust, but say, you know, this is where I'm struggling. You know, do you have any advice for me? Type thing. You know.
Right.
I think that those were some opportunities that were lost.
And it was funny because she did a little monologue in her head after she said that, you know, when he asked her how she felt, she kind of wasn't sure she really wanted to tell him the truth or not. And she decided to go with just saying that everything was fine. And maybe
Right.
that goes back to the point where, Sharon, you were talking about that she didn't know how to communicate within the company. She didn't know how to deal with the culture and the company that was existing, that was already there.
Yeah, she definitely didn't, and it's because all she had was one job of experience. You have to learn that by being more well-rounded, I think. But I think she could have self-educated herself a little bit more about how to handle difficult relationships at work.
And to your point, Sharon, I think that one person can't change the culture of a company. You can't expect the company to change their culture because of you.
Right.
You know, you've got to figure out how that culture works and fit into it, or leave.
Exactly. Right. Exactly.
I see.
So does anybody else have any other pivot points or choice points, the critical points that they noticed with Rinaldi? What could she have done differently?
Well,
Do we
I
have
could
time?
name off a few, but I think I've covered most of those. I'm clearly not on her side. I don't know.
I personally think she should have taken the job with Deep Dive
Me too.
Yeah.
right off the bat. She should have looked at it. I mean, yes, it was an entrepreneurial, kind of more an entrepreneurial company, but what better way to learn a little bit of everything than work in an environment where you're going to be able to wear multiple hats.
Yep.
And then if the company does fold, you're still young in your career. You're going to be able to bounce right back and find another position.
Well, and you have all that experience under your hat by then.
Yep.
Right, exactly.
Yep. I
Yeah.
agree with you.
And do you guys remember? Oh, sorry, Scott. Go ahead.
No, so one other thing that I was thinking about is that you know, she has the opportunity to work with Deep Dive, where she can mingle with the CEO and have a relationship with the CEO in the higher ups at that company, whereas over here she's working with managers and bureaucracy, and it's like, do you really want to work with people who have spent their whole lives working for other people, or do you want to work for somebody who owns the company? And
Right.
maybe no. I think she has a better opportunity with Deep Dive.
I
Yeah,
mean,
there's a lot of layers in that political stuff when you get in those big companies. There's a lot of layers of management to get through.
I don't discount her reasoning for wanting to join Potomac. What I question is, did she think of the cultural differences? Obviously not.
Sharon, what are you thinking?
I don't know. I just don't think I don't think she tried. I just really don't. I don't know. I didn't like her attitude. She just had a poor me attitude. Instead of using that MBA that she earned to her benefit, she kind of just sat around and waited for people to notice her and expected like a level of status right off the bat in a corporate world like that, and you don't get that. You have to earn it. And she didn't command that respect to earn it, in my opinion.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that Sharon has had experiences with somebody exactly like her. I can tell.
Well, I've worked with a lot of people. I work in a large corporation. We have like 25,000 employees. It's ridiculous. So I've worked with a lot of different breeds, and I think that learning through this class and learning what I learn at work, it's unreal how parallel they can be. It does apply to real life, I'm telling you.
I think that you can definitely pick up on personality types, being that you've had experience with that many employees, and you probably pegged Martha right from the beginning. I don't know.
Maybe that's what my problem is.
I sympathized with her a little bit because I felt like they just totally. They threw her off to the back burner right from the beginning. They didn't even give her little courtesy, dignity, and respect and say, we're so glad to meet you, and we're so glad you're here to help us, and this is what we're working on. This is the product we're marketing. Let me show you and tell you all about it, and let me introduce you to this person, that person. I mean, because if you don't know all that stuff, how can you even dive into anything they're working on? That's what I felt like.
No, and I agree with you. I just also think that because it was such a large corporation, that she judged the whole corporation based on the two people that she was working with. And I think it's important realizing that just because these two people treat you that way does not necessarily mean that is the culture of the entire company. But she didn't really stay there long enough before she formed her opinion about the company, I think. And I realized they shouldn't have done that. They did treat her poorly. But you can't control the actions of others. And if those people have tenure at the company, then maybe those people are always going to be there. But you have to learn to work with them, or find somewhere else. If you don't want to stay, then go somewhere
Sharon,
else.
you make a great point. And
yeah.
Just to piggyback on that, she needed to enforce ground rules.
Yeah.
Just because look, I work for a huge corporation as well. And there's people that you're going to get along with, and there's people that you're not going to get along with. And you have to learn how to adapt, establish rules for yourself, and then from there make, smart business decisions with your peers.
Exactly.
And I think, when you combine those things, then situations will be a little bit better,
I think so, too.
Do you guys remember Berman? What was Bastiat, or whatever his name was?
Bautista?
Yeah, that guy.
Bautista.
She kept getting mixed signals from him, too, because remember she said she passed by him in the hallway and she was expecting him to be like, oh, hi, how are you?
Oh, that was Doug Berman.
Oh, that was... Who was that, then?
That's the group manager.
That was Ducky.
But you know what? That one day when he passed her in the hall, that one incident could have been an isolated incident. Maybe he was in a hurry. Maybe he didn't see her. I mean, she can't take everything so personal.
Right.
And she can't expect somebody that probably meets a lot of people every day to remember her.
Exactly.
She said something about that he was in the interview or something, and excited, and he just walked right on by her. So, yeah, I can see Sharon's point where she thought that all these great things were going to happen for her, and right off the bat, great job. Everybody loves her. You know, fabulous things are going to happen.
Right.
And they didn't.
I mean, she could have very well turned around and stopped him and said, "Oh, hey, you know, how are you?" Like, tried to start the conversation.
Good point.
She didn't try on her part either. She just expected him to reciprocate how she felt, and he didn't, and then she got offended. And instead of trying to repair how she was feeling, she just took it and, I don't know.
Good point.
She didn't take any action with her feelings.
So, what should she do now?
Leave.
Quit.
Quit.
She salvaged the situation.
I think she could if she wanted to. I don't think she wanted to. I think she was too far out of her comfort zone.
Who says leave?
Leave.
I do.
Me.
So everybody says leave.
Yeah, I think she should
I should
definitely leave, because you know, she has a good offer.
Yeah, she has a better offer with
She
better
has a
money.
better offer. She'll take on some more responsibility than she has now. She'll get an increased salary. I think the pros outweigh the cons in this decision.
Okay, so that leads into the next things. What are the advantages of staying, and what are the disadvantages of leaving?
Well, I can tell you what the advantages of staying would be. She would become more well-rounded, and she would learn how to work with those difficult people. Granted, if she put the effort in. Now, if she chose to stay there and be miserable, then there's no advantages to staying.
There is one disadvantage with going to deep dive is that she turned him down once, and so
Yeah.
you know that really leaves.
An
Oh well,
impression.
we weren't your first choice. Well, so she's gonna have some ground to make up there as well. That may
Yeah.
lead to those difficult situations again if she doesn't know how to handle them. Then she's,
Right.
you know, both places are gonna be fun.
For me,
What about
I
the
would have a hard time staying at a place.
Oh, sorry.
I'm
Go
sorry.
ahead. No, go ahead, Scott.
I was just going to say that I would have a hard time deciding to stay at a place so that I can become a well-rounded person. Like, oh, you know, I've got this great opportunity over there that's going to pay me more money, but I could stay here with these miserable people and, you know, I'll become more well-rounded. That's a hard decision to make. I mean, if you're forced into that situation, I guess, but to decide to stay in a place where, you know, you have that kind of environment,
But
that would be a tough decision.
it did seem like she got along with everybody else except for those two people. All the interactions she had with the coworkers and the assistant product managers at other products, she got along with them. So maybe, you know, like Sharon said, she's just basing her her opinion on the company on two people.
Right.
Yeah.
It could be different.
Well, and she was going to be transferred in 12 to 24 months anyway, so maybe sticking it out wouldn't be such a bad idea. It depends on how severe the situation is. Now, if those two people are really having an affair, I don't think I'd want to stay in a company. You know, when you're that close to the two people, do you know what I'm saying? I don't think I would personally stay. But if it really isn't that bad and it really is just working through the working relationship, then I think it could be okay.
I don't know. It's kind of like being in a miserable relationship. You know, like how long do you want to stick around?
Yeah, but if you're learning things at the same time, if she actually ended up, you know, furthering her career because of the skills she learned, would be worth it.
Yeah, and that is one advantage of working for a big company is
Right.
All of the things that she's going to get, you know.
Exposed to.
Yeah, but sometimes you get lost in a big company where we talked about deep dive before, where, you know, she get her head in every hat or her feet in every pair of shoes. So, okay, does anybody else want to talk about advantages or disadvantages? What could be the lost opportunities? Okay, you guys want to hear what really happened?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Real story?
Yeah, there's an end of the story.
What's the
Yes,
end?
please.
Okay, Follett and Vaughn both left shortly after Rinaldi learned that Follett had been job hunting during Rinaldi's time there. Rinaldi had two new bosses who admired her work and relied on her. She was promoted ahead of schedule. So the lessons, it says lessons learned. What did Rinaldi learn about herself?
That if you ignore the problem long enough, it'll go away.
Or
Right.
it'll go away.
Wow.
Well, it was job hunting.
She was working from home a lot.
Yeah.
I don't remember mentioning that in the case, but
No, it didn't at all.
No.
so
Vaughn left too?
go ahead, Scott.
Vaughn left too, did you say?
Of course he did.
He followed her.
Yeah, they both left. And then she got 2 new bosses who, here we go, Sharon, who admired her and relied on her.
See, because it can happen in a corporate world, but you can't base your opinion on 2 people of the company. You really can't.
But did she learn a lesson though? You know.
I have no. It depends on how long did it take for Follett and Vaughn to leave. I mean,
Well, it said shortly after that she found out that she was job hunting, but I don't know how long that was.
well, maybe she learned that she's tougher than she thought because
yeah.
she stuck it out. I don't know.
Or maybe she learned that she's willing to put up with more than a normal
Right.
person would.
Yeah, maybe.
Or maybe she did learn that you can't base your opinion off of 2 people.
Yeah, maybe she did.
Or that
Is she still working there today? No.
Or that she's willing to let people walk all over her.
Well, maybe she learned that she realized that she let them walk all over her, and she didn't let her new bosses do that, and maybe that's why they admired her and respected her.
That's
Who
true.
knows?
There you go.
I don't know.
So let's see. Can any of you guys think of some applications to where this applies to our reading? Either the trust book or the new book that we've just started. Honestly, I think that there was a major trust issue. I don't think that Follett and Vaughn trusted her one bit, and they couldn't be trusted either because of the situation that they were in. I mean, if they weren't even honest with themselves. So how could they be honest with anyone else? I think there's a big trust problem going on there. Anybody else?
I agree. That's all.
I agree. I double that. I agree.
I
Motion
agree.
passes. Motion passes.
So then it wants to know about what linkages exist between team management and the text for the week. Working as a team.
Well,
Say that again, Annette. Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
That's okay. What linkages exist between team management and the reading for the week?
Okay.
So how does what we read about, I don't know if you've been through all the reading, maybe, you know, I don't know, but working as a team, what did we learn about working as a team?
Well, the book this week that we've read so far, the new text, hasn't really got too far into the working as a team. It's only outlined the problems. So I don't know.
It shows what happens when you're not working as a team.
Yes, it does. And it shows all the different communication styles because it tells you all the little tidbits about all the employees and how they all are different.
Laptop guy.
Yep.
Laptop guy.
So I don't know.
Do you guys have, I don't know if I would even be able to identify what was the problem with the team. I think when you're in the middle of it, it would be hard to identify and say, okay, well, this guy's doing this and that girl talks like this.
Well, so in my experience, there's a distinct difference between being a team and being a bunch of people that work together. You know, so the type of personality that group had wasn't indicative of a strong knit team. It was indicative of individual work groups trying to accomplish something, but not really in the same direction. They were doing everything in their own direction.
Right.
When I look at like a big company like this entrepreneur one that they're talking about in Silicon Valley in the book, I mean, everybody has a different job and everybody has something different that they're good at. So it would be hard to say that you all needed to be working towards, one thing when you all have different daily tasks all of the time.
Well, and a lot of that rolls down from management and from the executive team. Are they creating a vision that everybody can follow? Are they creating a environment where everybody knows where their piece of the puzzle fits? And I think that's where a lot of these things fall apart, is that vision isn't being communicated, or people aren't understanding what that vision is.
Yeah.
I agree. Which is why they need that new CEO. Just
All right. Do you guys have any final comments?
Nope.
I'm good.
Thank you.
I think I've said enough.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks for that.
Okay, I'm going to stop the broadcast and we'll say a prayer.
All right.
Okay.